So, the Gospels all agree that Jesus died and came back to life, but they really can't get their story straight on the details. Did the women go to the tomb before dawn, John 21, or after the sun had risen, Mark 16:2? Minor detail, right? Well, what about who they saw? An angel, Matthew 28:2? Two angels, Luke 24:4, or just some random guy, Mark 16:5? And what did Jesus tell the disciples? Did he say, "Meet me in Galilee," Matthew 28:10? Or did he just show up in Jerusalem and say, "Surprise," Luke 24:36? Oh, and let's not forget, did Jesus ascend to heaven the same day, Luke 24:51, or hang around for 40 days, Acts 1:3? You'd think if God wrote a book, he'd at least keep his own story consistent. But hey, what's a few contradictions between friends? So,
Okay, several things. Obviously, this is made by a non-Christian, of course, that is highlighting the contradiction within the story. I'm not familiar with many of the contradiction, but I think perhaps some of it I have watched the video by a Christian that shows how it is not really a big problem, because all of these accounts are accounts of people, of the event, and it can be reconciled, something like that, right? Now, the video actually mentioned if God write a book, right?
You'd think if God wrote a book, he'd at least keep his own story consistent.
So I think the big how to say, point is whether a Christian says this book is written by God, or is simply just a historical account based on different various people. Because on one hand, if you want to say that this is really book from God, then all of this question will become a really valid question. Just like the Quran claimed to be the word of God, hence any slightest of contradiction will become a big question. Hence that's why it challenges anyone to see if there's any internal contradiction where you cannot find any. But for Bible, if it doesn't claim to be written by God to begin with, it claimed to be written by 40 various authors, all are human beings. They are reporting from their own eyewitness accounts, etc., etc., etc. So I think your expectation would be very different compared to if you are expecting that this is governed and guarded by God. Hence, for sure, something like this, error like this would never happen, right? So I'm interested to know, because I have come across some Christian that make the big claim that this is word of God or book from God or something like that. Then obviously, if you start there, you have to accept such level of scrutiny. But if because some other Christian that have interacted with me, their angle is totally different, right? This is authored by different various authors that are human being. So, and the way that they say that they accept or they believe in the Bible is because of historicity, etc. So which is totally a different how to say, different claim, different type of claim, and different level of scrutiny that is logical to be imposed, right? So interesting. So yeah, that's just my take on this particular video, because the whole thing goes into this, where if God is the one that is writing the book, such inconsistencies should never take place to begin with. So do you accept that premise, or how do you see it? Feel free to comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time.